Today we have a very special guest with us, Cecilia Pueyo. She is the founder of Bonjour Saudi. Bonjour Saudi is a travel and experience design house located in Diriyah. Its mission is to show the beauty and heritage of Saudi Arabia through immersive and authentic experience. Ahlan wa sahlan, Cecilia. It's
Hello,
wonderful to have you with us today. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for hosting me.
It's a pleasure. It's our
Thank you.
pleasure to have you. So, to start off, Cecilia, can you share with us what inspired you to start Bonjour Saudi?
So, my journey started in the UAE. I moved there in 2020 in Abu Dhabi, and I had a lot of stereotypes on the region.
Okay.
I said to myself, I will move there and then going back in France or moving uh, somewhere else. But at the end, I stayed there 4 years, and I felt in love in understanding the country, the culture, because I was welcomed by Emirati women in my job, and they showed me an amazing side of the UAE, and especially of the culture, heritage, and traditions. So I started being very interested in this aspect of the country, and I developed a small travel agency there in the UAE, showcasing Emirati experiences.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I traveled a lot in Saudi because I was hearing from the UAE that Saudi was changing, that there were a spotlight on tourism as well, and that the country is very big and you can explore also a lot from different perspective in different regions.
Mm-hmm.
So I started traveling during road trips, and I discovered that it's even maybe it's different than the UAE, and that I wanted to explore even more. So, traveling a lot in Saudi made me think maybe you should move there. And
Wow.
with in my head, I had the project of opening business linked to tourism, because when I traveled, I discovered that there is a lot of UNESCO sites, that it's very interesting, it's very culture oriented, and the people, Saudis, are so proud of their culture, of
Yeah.
the past of Saudi as well.
Yes.
So this is how it started. I moved here in 2023, and I met a lot of Saudis. Same as the UAE, I was welcomed in an amazing way. And again, I was like, there is something to do, and foreigners, tourists, but also residents, should be more connected to locals and to the heritage of the country and the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was linked with Diriyah. This is the interesting part, because I love to explore. I was coming a lot to Diriyah, and I discovered Samhania as a neighborhood, which was not that famous 2 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
was starting.
Mm-hmm.
And and Samhania is 5 minutes walking from Bujeri, and is very linked with the heritage,
Yes.
uh, because it's old mud houses that has been renovated. So I said to myself, if I have a business one day in Saudi, it would be in Samhania, and it
Wow.
happened with Bonjour Saudi.
You manifested it.
Yeah,
The power of thoughts.
yes. Now
Right?
it's always in my head.
And you believed in it.
Yes,
And we're here
exactly.
today, and wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
And you chose Diriyah, like it
yeah,
is the birthplace of Saudi Arabia,
exactly.
and you really you're really providing authentic experiences because you are in the right place. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's move on. Since you mentioned, I mean, I know that Bonjour Saudi is really connected to the culture, to the heritage, and also a big part, it plays a very big part in tourism,
Exactly.
right? Last year, the Ministry of Tourism announced that they reached over 100 million tourists, which means that they already surpassed
Yes.
the target for Vision 2030. So this tourism is a
Yeah.
very important sector, and it helps the economy, it attracts investments,
Mm.
it attracts tourists, it creates a lot of job opportunities. So how do you see Bonjour Saudi contributing to this vision, especially with the milestones that we have already reached?
Yes. So Bonjour Saudi, it's a travel and experience design house. So we have a strong target on tourists. Not only, but tourists are one of our main targets, because Bonjour Saudi is about creating experiences and trips, of
Hmm.
course. But we are different because we came to the market with new experiences that didn't exist in Saudi before. Why? Because um, I met a lot of Saudis. I think I understood also uh, what I wanted to highlight in Saudi, that foreigners would love to understand and to see more, because I am a foreigner. So I wanted to create some cultural and authentic experiences where tourists will be able to understand what is Saudi now, what was it before, and what is it now in 2024. So, how we participate in this new vision in tourism is bringing new products, I would say, that are amazing, because it's highlighting Saudis as people first, because I work with more artists, artisans, cook, guides, or any Saudi who wants to share their culture. And for me, this is where we have an impact, because we create some experiences that involve Saudis, and they can share their expertise, their culture to foreigners who want to to understand deeply.
Curious.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're curious.
yeah.
Yeah.
And our target are like from Europe, for example. You know, we are strong like advocate of culture, heritage.
Yes.
We like to understand
Yes.
the very deep things. And
Yes.
now I'm very happy when I see tourists coming with Bonjour Saudi, and they change their mind, they break their stereotypes, and they understand on a cultural aspects on Saudi now. And I'm a foreigner working with Saudis, and this is also an important part for me, because I think working together
Yeah.
is building amazing experiences, because I have a vision that is very different. So I understand what foreigners want, and I understand from Saudis what they want to highlight. And this is also I like that it can also bring new things to tourism in Saudi, to have a mix of Saudis and foreigners.
It's a key to creativity.
Yes.
What role do you think cultural and experiential tourism plays in shaping the global perception of Saudi Arabia? Because as you said that you are breaking the stereotypes by
Yeah.
providing these services. Can you explain more on that?
Yeah. I think that visiting a country is it's it's not just about going to the UNESCO sites. For example, you go to Deria, you will visit at Toraif. Yes, it's amazing. You understand the history, but what about the communities? Understanding the culture, and how do you understand the culture without meeting Saudis and understanding their culture, their traditions, their heritage? So for me, I saw that it's very important for people to have this kind of cultural tourism through experiences, to be able to be close to the people, to the locals, to the cuisine, art, heritage, handicraft, to be able to understand through doing. For example, you will have a Sadhu workshop. You will understand with the artists. We work with Hala, for example. She will teach you how to do Sadhu, which is a very old weaving technique that was made by Bedouin women before. She is from another generation. She will tell you how Sadhu is important for her, but also give you so many insights about Saudi culture.
Wow.
Or then you will be able to learn how to do kapsa. Yes, you will learn how to do kapsa. Maybe you will not do it when you go back home. Okay. But you met a woman from also a different generation who will tell you much more than just her secrets in cooking. You will um, have a conversation, sit with her, understand. And
Heart
this
to
is,
heart.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is really for me, I'm passionate about what I'm doing and about this um, building bridges between culture. For me is what I want to do and what I'm doing
That's your
now.
mission.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, because uh, I mean, I have been welcomed in Saudi in an amazing way. I want people, tourists, residents, company, a delegation to understand and to see this, that yes, you now, I mean, Saudi wants to see foreigners. They want to welcome you.
Yes.
And honestly, I don't think there is a better hospitality than here.
Yes,
Because it's
true. I agree.
yeah,
The
it's in
people
the
here are
identity.
so welcoming.
Yeah.
True.
So tourists can see this in one day, in one week, through meeting people.
Yes.
And I don't think that, I mean, for me, when I came as a tourist, I didn't know Saudis. I didn't have the opportunity to experience it in this way. So that's how
That's
for me.
beautiful, what you created and what you're doing, Cecilia. It's amazing. Since you mentioned about heritage, I wanted to ask you, how important do you think is preserving heritage in your work with Bonjour Saudi?
So for me, it's very important. I'm French, and I like to say that in France we are very attached to the old world. So when I saw Riyadh, I discovered the old houses and how like yes, the life changed, but I love to see new concepts in these old houses. And now in Bonjour Saudi, we are in a 150 years old house that
Wow.
was just renovated. We didn't change any spaces. We kept what was the Majlis, it's a shop highlighting handicraft. The bedroom is now a meeting room, and like
Wow.
so we kept how it was before, and our roof, which I understood that the roof was very important in Saudi culture because it was like where there were wedding gathering, sleeping during summer. So this roof became also our community space where we host
Yeah.
experiences,
Yeah.
dinners, and I like to how now this house has a second life, but very linked to its
Her, her
previous
past.
life,
Yeah, I
cultural
love
past.
that. I
So
love that because I remember visiting
yeah,
the space in March.
yes,
And when I touched the walls, I felt like I felt so much like peace and I felt so grounded because of the mud house.
yeah,
And also I felt like I travel to the past, but I'm still in the present. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like I'm here, but I'm in the past,
yeah,
but it's like you're in two dimensions. Like what's going, but it's a beautiful experience. You guys need to visit Bonjour Saudi.
yeah.
What is your favorite part of Saudi culture and how do you incorporate it in the experiences you provide?
People. As I mentioned, I love people in globally in my life. I love to highlight people and to create like to understand people. And I think when I arrived in Saudi, when I saw the, as I said, like how I was welcome, it was for me my favorite part about Saudi culture because Saudis have this in the like in their identity, like to welcome, hospitality, hosting is something. So
Hosting.
exactly, and it's very important in the daily life.
Hmm.
So for me, my favorite part is people, and I try to highlight it every day in Bonjour Saudi.
I love that. I love what you're doing. So, what role does this space play in empowering local Saudi women?
This was an important part in also in Bonjour Saudi because it's a topic which is close to my heart. And now we work with a majority of women.
Wow.
So they are artists, artisans, guides, or any. We have a lot of Saudis who just showed an interest in showcasing their culture who work with us. We call them the cultural guides.
Oh,
So they
nice.
are not touristic guide, but cultural guide in terms of showcasing what they
Mm-hmm.
like or their daily life. And so now I love the impact that we had in empowering small businesses owned by Saudi women.
Mm-hmm.
For example, all the handicrafts that we highlight through workshop, it can be palm leaf weaving, sadu, asiri painting, also just painting or any pottery, a lot of different Saudi handicraft. They have their own business. We work with them on a weekly basis through workshop, but also when we have big company events, welcoming delegation, organizing a corporate event in different spaces in Riyadh, we create concepts that we highlight them.
Wow.
So they will have visibility, they will grow their business because they come to a big event, and so it's a nice not only visibility but just business for them.
True.
So we try to highlight them even on social media to highlight Saudi women as business owners and link to culture. So I like to call them cultural entrepreneurs. And I'm surrounded by amazing women that I want to showcase every day.
I
And
love that.
yeah,
I wanted to say, I think women play a very crucial part in keeping the tradition of Saudi alive through art forms.
yeah,
And you're giving them the space and you're connecting them to the world and to tourists and allowing others to see the beautiful Saudi art, culture, and heritage
Yeah.
that it has to offer. I mean, Saudi Arabia is just has so many beautiful things.
Yeah.
We have the desert, we have the Red Sea, we have the
Mountains,
mountains, we have
everything.
everything
Yeah.
here, and each place, each part in the country has something
Yeah.
beautiful to offer.
Exactly.
And bringing that and offering that in your space through immersive experiences is something very
Yeah.
unique. Yeah,
And I just want to add that I am empowered by Saudi women. I
I
really
love that.
like. I really feel you know, like exchanging also like different point of view of so many things bring me like I really feel empowered working with women from different generation. We had like very different life. I work with Haya. She's a cook. She's just she's always highlighting me. You know, like as we work together, I am bringing her different things, but she always want to empower me, to bring her perspective of my work. And at the end, I like to say that really we have different perspective in women empowerment. I had
Mm-hmm.
different perspective in France, for example, and now I feel so empowered because
Wow.
the power of Saudi women now, you know, of uh, I met I meet sorry so many um, women with responsibilities, big businesses, entrepreneurs. They bring me so many strengths
Yeah.
and visibility and different mindsets, and I love this.
Think I remember seeing Hala in one of your videos, and I can feel her energy. She has a very contagious, positive energy.
Yeah, and you want to show this
Yes,
also
yes,
through the experiences. I want to show to the tourists, to the residents. You know, I want to highlight them because they are
yeah.
amazing.
I see. I see. Most of the artwork you're doing is through collaborating with
Yeah.
local Saudi women.
Yes.
Well, thank you for doing that and for supporting women. And, it's a big part of Elevate Women as
Yeah.
well. We're here to empower women and we're here to help women and to help them realize and to help them unlock their potential. And, when we see spaces like Bonjour Saudi doing the same, it elevates us too, it helps us too. I wanted to know, as a female entrepreneur, what are some of the challenges you face?
I think I developed a lot of skills that allow me to overcome all the challenges I have.
Yes,
But for me, all the challenges that I had really uh, at the end it's positive because it's brought me so many strengths. I learned how to do patient and resilience because I faced challenges in terms of how to establish the company, the concept, being a foreigner and speaking about Saudi culture as well.
I know.
How?
Yeah,
So
true.
now I think people understood the concept, but it's also giving my point of view and working with Saudis. I don't speak about Saudi culture, never. It's not my, but working together to bring new experiences that will have a strong impact. So for me, yes, I had a lot of challenges, but I like to say that it took me sometimes to overcome them, but it will always be in me and it's positive at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
yeah, it's all about how do you turn your challenges into something positive,
Yes.
right? Challenges are a part of our
Yes.
lives. You you're you're never gonna you're not gonna always have a perfect life. Like, you're always gonna be faced with challenges. And I think it builds you, it makes you more stronger, more resilient,
Yes.
and it's part of life,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So, moving on to the last part of this show, what advice would you give to women who want to start their own business?
First, that they are in the right place at the right moment. And this is, for me, the most important thing because we are in Saudi. I think the situation is unique now. Everything is changing. There is a lot of opportunities. Everybody have like can bring their idea to life. So, and it's now because sometimes when we have an idea, we can postpone it, and being a woman as well, we can.
Procrastinate. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
do this
and
tomorrow after a month. Yeah.
also we need to work or not, and I have competition? Yes, you have. You will always have.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my,
you think you waste so much time on making
thinking.
the plan and just wanting it to be
Yes.
perfect,
Yeah,
which is not the right way.
but we are lucky that in Saudi
Mm,
there is spaces. There is the possibility for you to start, and
opportunities.
yeah, and everybody is allowing you to start to shine. And if you overthink, someone will do it. Someone will do it in 1 month or 6 months, but don't wait. Just if
I like
even
that.
and there is no because I speak with a lot of people like, yes, but if it doesn't work, okay, if it doesn't work,
It's fine.
yeah, and it will be
It's
uh
okay if you fail. You can always
yeah.
learn. Yeah.
I had in the UAE, I started in the UAE, and it worked, but it was not the right market. It was not the perfect market for what I wanted to do, you know.
Mm,
And now I found it. It's the second time, you know. So
yeah.
it's never perfect. You always learn, you always grow, and you will always have people by your side who will help you, support you, and if not, it's that they are not the right people by your side. So
True.
I would say that now, being in this country now, uh, I would give the advice to just start. Even if it will never be perfect, your business plan will not be finished. My business plan was nothing when I started the workshops.
Wow.
I went with the flow, and this
Wow.
is important to when you start to adapt to the markets, and the concept will
To
change.
allow the idea to evolve, you need to be flexible
Yes,
with it. You can't just have a set idea. You have to allow it to grow and evolve.
yes,
And you need
exactly, to be flexible.
to be flexible,
Mhm.
to have an agile mind,
Yeah.
to be open to changes, and to be flexible.
Yeah, because the first concept will never be your end concept.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
True. That's so
Mm.
true. So I like what you said. Right time, you have the place, you have the opportunity. It's okay to
Yes,
fail. And I think one of the mantras that I've recently been using is progress over perfection.
exactly. Yeah.
Progress over perfection. I can't wait for something to be perfect. I need to start it. I need to allow it. And I need to give myself the permission to do
Yes.
it. More than anything else, it's all about you can have like the best plan, the best idea, but are you giving yourself the permission to do
Yeah.
it? Thank you so much, Cecilia, for sharing your amazing insights and experiences with us. I really enjoyed this conversation
Yeah,
with
me
you.
too. Thank you so
I
much.
don't want this conversation to end.
But yeah, thank you. I was so happy to share my story, and I hope that we will be able to gather a lot of women in the
Inshallah.
area and cultural entrepreneurs as well.
Inshallah, would love that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories.